it's your girl Andrea, and I am back with another video for you guys. Now, I know you guys are probably waiting on my other video that was coming out in the Black community part 2, but it's probably not going to air just because of the fact that the audio on that was real trash, and I don't want to subject you guys to any of that trash ass audio. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and just, give y'all a story time, because it's been so long since I've actually given you a story time. And I guess the story time is about growth and learning and, not dealing with ain't shit ass niggas. I came a long way, like you guys don't know, unless you've subscribed to my channel for like a while, but I've grown so much, especially in my choices in men. Even though I still make trash ass decisions, they're just not this bad as they are in this story. So I'm gonna start off by pouring me a glass of Livingston because, girl, this might be a long story because I did some stupid shit, and y'all are just gonna sit back and listen to me tell about how I was just young, dumb, and full of cum. Okay, so let's start off with the story. So I think I was about 19 or 20 years old, and I was just like, I don't know, I hadn't really experienced that many guys. Nobody's really looking my way in terms of, trying to get with me. I hadn't really at this point experienced like a fine ass man like really, like trying to get at me, because everybody at this point knew that I was trans in the town that I lived in, and I just didn't want to have to deal with anybody. I was just like, oh my gosh. Everybody knows I'm trans. It's not like I can just like sneak off like I used to, deal with somebody in public with them not knowing, but now everybody knows, so nobody wants to approach me. So of course I went to dating apps. So the big app that I had used at this point in my life was Badoo, because I don't think I knew of Grindr or Jacked or any of those things yet. So I used Badoo. Oh girl, and BGC. Only the real OGs remember BGC. Okay. Because BGC had all the good juicy juice. They had the juicy threads. They had, all the fine dudes. This is like all the fine black guys that were on here. But back to my Badoo. So I had always been on Badoo. So I was like, you know what? Let's see who's on here. So I actually found a guy that was like super cute, and he ended up swiping me back. So I was like, oh hell yeah, girl, I'm definitely gonna take this. So he ended up chatting me. He was like, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, hey, so what's going on? And so we were just talking to each other back and forth, trying to get to know each other, but not even really get to know each other, just like do the bare minimum, hi, how are you doing, what's your name, what's your major, how long have you lived here, blah 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 blah, all that bullshit that nobody cares about. So then I had to make sure that he knew that I was trans. So I was like, hey, by the way, do you know that I'm trans? He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm trans. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, okay, so are you cool with it, or aren't you? Like, I don't know. And he just didn't respond. So I was like, you know what, fuck this nigga, I don't got the time. So I ended up going out with my friends this night, and I think we ended up going to the bowling alley, because none of us are 21. So the bowling alley was like the next best spot, because the thing was like $5 for like bowling and shoes or something like that. So we all just went to the bowling alley and had a good old time. So girl, when I get to the bowling alley, guess who hits me up on Badoo? This nigga. And I'm just gonna go call him Bionic, because that's just like what his screen name was. Because girl, the only way we communicated was through Badoo, and then after I deleted Badoo after a while, I ended up going to Kick. And so he never gave me his phone number. He never gave me any of his like social media, so I just hit it up on Kick. But this is before that. So we was talking on Badoo, and he was just like, hey, where you at? I want to pull up on you. I'm like, well, you never really responded to the fact that I was trans, so how do you feel about that? He was like, we'll talk about it later. Just where you at? I was like, I'm at the bowling alley across the campus. So he comes and pulls up in the parking lot, and I'm with my friends, and they're like, girl, you're not gonna go out there and talk to this nigga. He is not gonna be bothered with you. He actually hasn't even said anything about you being trans. So I'm like, but he knows, so girl, I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna see what this nigga want. So here I go. I see the fact that he pulled up. He was like, make sure that nobody follow you. Make sure nobody's like knows it's me. Just come to the car. Blah 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 blah. Because of course this nigga's super DL. He don't want to be known. He doesn't want anybody to know the fact that he knows me and that we're hanging out and shit like this. So I got to the car, which is like a big ass grandma van that he had. And I got in the front seat, and they were just sitting there talking for like 2 seconds. He was like, I don't know why you got in the front. Why don't you just go ahead and get into the back? I'm like, okay. Super dismissive and super annoying. So I was just like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. Because I'm like, this guy was fun. Like, his pictures was cute, but in person, he was just like, he was really umptious. He had these beautiful white teeth. He had this really cute curly hair. He was, he kind of reminded me of Bruno Mars, but darker. And he had more of a body, and he was just fine. He was fine because he was mixed. He was from Texas. He was just fine, girl. Like, at this point in my life, I had never met somebody this fine that was like trying to approach me. So I was just like, bitch, whatever, let's do what you want to do. So he gets in the back, and of course he starts unzipping. I'm like, well, I guess this is going fast. Didn't expect this to happen on the first time I actually meet you, but girl, I started wearing out the piece. So here I am, I'm wearing out the piece. I'm wearing out the piece in the car. I was rocking. It's doing all the things. It's doing all the things that it needs to be done. And then I get out the car and I go back in there to the bowling alley. So afterwards, my friends are like, bitch, what the fuck were you doing? Because we seen the car rocking. We was in there trying to look to see who was up in there. We couldn't see shit because his windows were tinted, but they was looking all up and through the windows, but they couldn't see shit. So there's like, all we seen was the car moving. So bitch, you must have been doing something. I'm like, I mean, only thing I was doing was wearing a piece out. Like, it's not like I fucked him on the first night, girl. So after that night, I don't think I had spoke to him in like a week or so after that. After that week or so, he hit me up. And basically, this just kind of became like a continuous thing. I would go to his house because he gave me the address to his house. So I would go to his house at like 3:30 in the morning. We'd do our thing. I'd leave. And this went on for a good like couple weeks until finally he asked me to stay the night. So I was like, okay, what? You want me to stay the night? Because girl, I was like, I'm just in this for the dick. Because I knew this nigga didn't want to have a relationship with me. Because of course, you're DL. I'm trans. It's not going to work. Because I want somebody that's going to actually, you know, take me out in public. Take me on a date. All this other stuff. So I never thought that he would ever want me like that. So I never just, you know, I never kind of like pressured him to take me on a date or anything, so it was cool. So the one that he asked me to say that, I was like, bitch, is this progression? Are we progressing? Okay, are we moving forward in this situationship that we've created for ourselves? And girl, I was like, yes, it is. So I was hard leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, because I was just like, bitch, I'm driving here at 2:30 in the morning, 3:30. Knowing I gotta work at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. All for some dick. All for some dick. And mind you, at this point when we're having sex, like, I was still kind of like reserved about my body because I didn't have, like, my body wasn't as curvaceous. I wasn't as soft as I wanted to be, and our interaction was very like, I was kind of just like guarded a little bit, but I mean, he still beat up the cake, so. So whenever we'd have sex, I'd be like tucked. But like I would still like have something cut out in the background so, you know, he could fuck. Because I didn't want him to like see the piece. And I was like, I don't want you to see my piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. Because, you know, that's how I was having sex at that point in life. Because I hadn't really accepted my body at that point. So that's how we would interact. So this typical night when he invited me to stay the night, I was like, okay, cool. So I don't have to get up and leave. And so he was just like kissing me and kissing on my neck, and because I was laying on my side at this time because we was about to go to sleep. We were kissing and rubbing and all this other stuff, and then next thing you know, I feel his hand. It's like creeping around my stomach. So I'm like, okay, he just wants to like wrap his arm around me and shit like this and cuddle. Cute. I'm here for the cuddling. No, bitch. He starts reaching down for the piece. Oh yes, he is going for the piece, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Is this nigga really touching me? Like, I did so much to like try to like, so I would just like kind of push him away so he wouldn't touch it, and then like he just like do it again, and he'd move my hand out the way. So I'm like, oh, so this nigga knows what he's doing. He ends up like taking off my underwear and playing with my piece. So I was like, oh, you want to play with piece? Okay, like, cause like I said, at this point he was only I was only giving him head and letting him fuck. There was never really a orgasm for myself, because you know, at this point I was like, I only want to be treated as a girl. I don't want you to, you know, look at that. I don't want you to see it. I don't want you to touch it. I don't want you to be bothered with it. So that's how it kind of went. Was my wig sliding back, y'all? Hold on. So, you know, at this point I like was just like super self-conscious, and I was like, okay, shit, well, I mean, you know what's going on, so I'm gonna let ahead and let you do you. So he's like taking my underwear down and he's playing with my piece. I'm like, oh my god, this nigga's really, he's really about my piece. And then next thing you know, here we go, he slides it on in while he's playing with my piece. I'm like, no, this nigga did. No, this nigga did. So bad, he's wearing my piece out with his hand and then he's fucking me and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? So this is the first time he's actually giving me an orgasm. So I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? So I was like, we're making progress, y'all. We're making progress. It kind of became a regular thing where he would like play with my piece, and he just kind of became infatuated with it. It kind of needed easing into, and then like next thing you know, anytime I would come over to the night, I would get my nut. So I was like, okay, well shit, I'm totally here for it because I wasn't getting it before, so I'm definitely here for it now. After that, like, he kind of got, honestly, he got possessive, but he kind of got into like, he didn't want me to fuck anybody else. He didn't want me to see anybody else. He didn't want me to talk to anybody else. So I'm like, who are you? Because you don't seem like you want to be in a relationship with me. Yet you have all these stipulations on what you want me to do and who you want me to see and who you want me to, and all this other stuff. So I'm like, dude, you don't. He was like, well, if you want to have sex with me, then you can't have sex with anybody else but me. So I was like, well, nigga, are you going to do the same? He's like, of course. So I was like, cool. Girl, next thing you know, I ended up telling my friends about this, and one of these friends actually was a girl who had fucked him and was continuously fucking him. And not only fucking him, but fucking him raw. Bitch. So bitch, I was pissed. I'm like, you have all these stipulations for me. How I'm like, I can't get dick down by nobody else. But you over here raw dogging every other bitch that like, and bitches that I know. Like bitches that are in my circle. Well, not really my circle, but like my friends, like a friend of a friend and stuff like that. So that's how it kind of was. So I was just like, ugh. Flag number 2. Like I messaged him because like I said, we only message on Kik, and we would never message like during the daytime. We would only message at night. So I would message him. I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Because I want you to take me on a date. I want you to do something. Like if we're only gonna fuck with each other, we need to only fuck with each other, and you need to treat me like you want me. Stop treating me like you don't want me, because I don't know if I can continue this. So he was like, I don't know what ever made you think that I didn't want you. I mean, clearly I like you enough if you're sitting here in my house, if you're sitting here staying the night with me, if I'm cuddling with you at night. Clearly I like you, and clearly I feel some type of way about you. But if you don't feel that way, then I don't know what to tell you. So this is kind of where he started to like manipulate me, trying to like pull on my heartstrings, because he's trying to say that he wants me, but he doesn't want nobody else to fuck with me, but he doesn't want to be committed to me. And I'm just like, you're so fine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take whatever you say at face value, and if that's how everything happened. So I took it as to where he wanted to be with me, and he was saying all this stuff, but he never like showed any action behind it. Like, I would ask him to do stuff with me. He would never message me back during the daytime. He never wanted to go out in public. He never wanted to take me out. So, girl, I just cut him off for a while. After I cut him off for a while, of course, my ass went back to him, and we started interacting again. So, after we're interacting again, I kind of just, like, had a new attitude about how I was interacting with him. Like, I was like, okay, so, girl, no more raw dogging, because, like, I hate to admit this, but I was fucking this nigga raw, and only because of the fact that, like, I don't know, I was just stupid, I was young, I was dumb, I didn't really, I don't know, it's like, that's the only way he would fuck me is if it was raw. I was like, well, I'm not getting anything from anybody else, he's the only guy I'm fucking, he says I'm the only girl he's fucking, so I mean, why not? I mean, shit. You're the only nigga on my roster right now, so I don't see the problem with us, you know, having unprotected sex, which was stupid now that I think about it, because I would never have unprotected sex with anybody. And I think he is the only person that I've ever had unprotected sex with voluntarily. So next thing you know, I'm back at his house with a whole new attitude. I'm like, girl, fuck it. you're not gonna do this. You're not taking that anymore. You're not catching feelings. You're not cuddling. You're not doing any of the shit that you had done before. So when I'm over there, we're kissing, we're making out. I'm like, excuse me, I brought condoms if you're trying to fuck, because I'm not doing this shit with you no more. He was like, girl, please. So he throws the condom. I'm like, what the fuck was that for? So then here he goes. He's kissing me on my neck. I'm like, oh my gosh. Stop. So I push him off me. So I'm like, we're not doing this. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? So he slides my panties down, bitch. And he starts playing with the piece. I'm like, stop. And he starts giving me head. I'm like, bitch, you giving head now? You giving head? Because the only thing you did before was giving nice little handy. Now you giving head? So I'm like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch, he been missing your ass, or he done... I don't know, girl, but you better take this while you can. So he's giving me head, which is not good, by the way, because, like, this is a straight man that I'm dealing with, so he's not doing it well, because I'm pretty sure he's never gave head to a trans person before. So I'm like, girl, clearly you don't know how to suck no dick. So, on this moment, he's just, like, giving me head, and he's kissing my neck, because, like, mind you, before this, we don't... Okay, let me kind of like back it up and explain how our sex goes. So like I said, I would give him head and he would fuck me. He never would really, we never kiss. I tried to kiss him once or twice and he just like, no, I'm not a kisser. I only like sex. I'm not into that type of stuff. So like, we never really kissed because he never wanted to, and he never would allow me to kiss him, which was like super weird. And I was just like, oh my God, whatever. I'm just here for the dick. So now this nigga's kissing me. He's giving me head. So I'm like, he must really like me now. He's must really be doing the thing. And like, next thing you know, I'm like, no, okay, stop. Because like, he's trying to fuck me raw. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck you. So next thing, he's still kissing me on my neck and everything. I'm like, stop. And then like, he just slides it in. I'm like, fuck, bitch. No! Just no. Because like I said, I was trying to have a changed view of things. I didn't want this nigga to fuck me raw. I didn't want to fuck raw anymore, because I know the fact that he was fucking other bitches. And here my stupid ass was in a position that I put myself in to where I'm getting fucked raw. This nigga done threw the condom. He's not listening to what I have to say. So I'm like trying to run from the dick, because I'm like, no, I don't want you to fuck me without a condom, bitch. It's feeling good. It's feeling good, and he's fucking me. I'm trying to like move away from the bed, and he's still fucking me. I'm like, oh my God, no. I didn't want this to happen, but like the dick is feeling good, and I've never had it like this before, and he's just like fucking my life up. So I just let it happen. So I was like, bitch, there's no point in fighting you, because like we're already here in the situation. I want a dick, you're providing dick, and it happened. So after that, I was just like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't want to classify this as rape, because the fact I wanted to have sex with him, but I didn't want to have sex like this. I wanted it to be protected, but he didn't really see that. He didn't really care the fact that what I wanted, he only wanted his nut. He only wanted to do what he wanted to do. He knew exactly what to do to get me to give into what he wanted. He knew that kissing me would allow access to more of me, because the fact that he never kissed me before. So this is something that I would take as like, oh my gosh, he really likes me. Oh my gosh, he's really showing a different side of himself. Oh my gosh, he's really giving me emotion. So that's how like our situation went. And after that, like, I had ghosted him for a little bit, because I was like, oh my God, let me clear my mind and all this other stuff. So next thing you know, our next encounter was I wanted him to come over to my place. So when I had him come over to my place, he asked me if there's anybody there. I said, no, nobody's here. So he gets here to my house, because like I said, I had always gone to his house. So this is the first time he's coming to my house. So it's like, he's showing all this new initiative that he wasn't before when I had to cut him off. So after this, he's like coming to my house, and he opens up the door and he hears that there's people in the house. So he instantly gets scared, but he blames it on the fact that he can smell weed and he cannot be around weed because he's got a drug test. I'm like, well, just hold your breath and we can just like walk to my room, because like they're in the other room smoking in another bedroom. They don't have to see you. You don't have to smoke the weed. The weed's not in my room. So this nigga's like, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this. So he leaves. So like I had dushed, I had shaved, I had just like, I wanted the dick, and he just like comes over, plays me in my face, and then he leaves. So bitch, when I tell you I'm fed up with this nigga at this point, like I'm I just run to my room. Girl, I'm crying. Like, and I had never cried over this nigga before. I'm crying. I'm boo-hooing. I'm just like, what the fuck? Da, 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 da. He never really wanted me. He never really liked me. If you really liked me, then you would stay. You wouldn't have given a fuck about who's in the house. None of these motherfuckers are worried about you. I'm the only person that's worried about you. We could have went there. We could have shut the door. Because like I said, this nigga's super DL, so he doesn't want anybody to know that we're interacting with each other. So he basically just leaves the house. He goes all the way to my house and tells me to my face, I'm not coming in because there's other people in there, and just dips. Oh yes, so girl, this nigga's just trash. He's trash, but guess what? My dumb ass is still going back to him. So he ends up coming over to my house eventually, and we end up getting to this huge ass argument because of the fact that I brought up the bullshit that he did before, and we're just arguing, like, and this, we had never argued. Like, we're shouting at each other, screaming, yelling, cussing. I'm like, nigga, fuck you, you a low, down low ass nigga. I'm tired of dealing with your stupid ass. I'm tired of dealing with your lies. I'm tired of you fucking other bitches. I'm tired of you doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm just sick and tired of your bullshit. And so after that, like I said, we had to stop fucking each other again. Like I said, this is an on and off again thing for about a year. So, next time we see each other at a house party. And this is the house party I was talking about in the video where I end up in the threesome. So, like I said, I see him. We're interacting a little bit. He says hi. I say hi. And then my best friend interjects, like, the next moment. Like, look at you finally acknowledging people in public. So then after that, he ends up texting my phone like, okay, we're finally done. I'm so over this shit. I'm so over you. I thought this was only between us. Why are you telling other people our business? You should never have told anybody. I'm tired of dealing with you, blah, 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 blah. Block my kick. I'm done fucking with you. Goodbye. So, bitch, when I tell you that shit hurt, this shit hurt. Because, one, I had already been drinking. I had already been shots and, like, I had been fucked up. So, bitch, this is the night I went to the Steak and Shake bathroom. Because we went to Steak and Shake afterwards. I went to the bathroom and I cried about it. Because, like, I was so hurt. Because, like I said, this was something, like, me, this thing had been going through since, like, a year. And you get some petty shit like this, just, like, let you not fuck with me? Ain't this some bullshit? This is some utter fucking bullshit. So, finally, I just stopped dealing with him, period. Until his senior year, and he's about to graduate. I think he graduates in like 2 days or something after this. And just like, he hits me up. We have one last fling, and then after that he wanted to get one more fling in, and I was just like, I can't do this. I cannot deal with you anymore. I cannot let this keep going on, because like I said, it's hurting me. It's hurting my self-esteem. It's just like, it's like we're in a relationship, but we're not in a relationship, because like I still know nothing about you, because the fact that like we may have pillow talk here and there, but you're not opening up to me as you would with someone else. I see your posts on Twitter and Facebook or whatever, talking about how you want a girlfriend and how you like how you're after this one girl but she's not into you like that, and how you're so heartbroken, but like you're over here doing me hella bogus. You don't want to interact with me. You don't want to take me out on dates. You don't want anybody to know that we're even friends at this point. So like, I could really give a fuck about you right now. So I told him that. I was like, okay, so I'm tired of dealing with you. After you graduate and move, I don't ever want to hear from you again. I'm sick and tired of you. I don't ever want to see you again. And that's how this happened. I've yet to see this nigga. He has not come back from homecoming. Blocked me on all social media. I think we talked a little bit maybe through Kick when I had re-downloaded a few years later. And he was going to come for homecoming, and he never did. And it's just like, there you go, trying to pull my fucking heartstrings again. And that's just how the situation ended. It's just like, it was all bittersweet. It was very a manipulative relationship, or I should say situationship, because we never were actually in a relationship. It was just like, I don't know, it was one-sided. He was very manipulative with the shit that he would pull. He knew the shit to say to get me to come over. He knew the shit to say to keep me invested in him. He did not want to invest anything in me. He just knew exactly what to say. It was just, that's like the lowest point I have ever been in with a man, because like, I did so much stupid shit for somebody who didn't give 2 fucks about me. But like I said, but hold on, there's one more thing. Like, my sort of love language is acts of service. I left for people to do things for me without me asking. But one day he did actually pick me up from work. He picked me up from work a few times, because my car was down. He asked me if I needed to ride back. Like, he was willing to do stuff like that for me, like, every now and again. So I was like, this nigga has to care about me to some capacity, or like, you don't go up and pick up random hoes that you fucking with. You're not gonna go out of your way to like fix the door, bedroom doors, like, because my door had been broken to my bedroom. And because he wanted more privacy with me and him when he would come over, so he put a lock on the door and all this other shit. Like, you don't go out of your way to do stuff like this for people that you don't care about. So at some point, he had to have cared about me, at least in my logic. So that's what kept me going back to him. That's what kept me interacting with him. That's what kept me invested in him emotionally, when I knew deep down that he didn't care for me. So that's like my whole fucked up situation dealing with Mr. Bionic, and how like I never want to be in a situation like that again, to where I'm so invested in somebody who doesn't care for me. So I use him as what I don't want in a man. So that's the kind of lesson it taught me, is that these are all the signs you should look for in what you don't want in a man, and what you don't want to ever deal with again, and what you don't want to put up with. So yeah, so to all my trans women, don't deal with men. Take their actions and not their words. Don't let them manipulate you into having sex when you don't want to. Don't let them, you know, call you at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because you're better than that. You're worth more, and you need more, and you should be valued better. So hope you guys can relate to my story, and you can, you know, just like realize the fuck nigga that you're dealing with, and like, this nigga don't really love me. This nigga don't really fuck with me. This nigga is just a not shit trade ass nigga who just wants to bust a nut and don't want to deal with me. So hopefully you can learn from your mistakes like I learned from mine. I definitely have dealt with better men since then. I've definitely, you know, I've grown a lot, and I'm leaving that type of guy in the past and to never deal with again. So hope you guys can relate. Fucking shut up! Sorry guys, that's my dog. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, share your fuck nigga stories with me. And have a good day. Bye, y'all.